Hello guys, MikuChibi here, welcome back to another Sword 90 Factor, and in this video I'll be sharing my Rapier build. Yes, Rapier DPS build, Rapier support build, mostly DPS because that is what everyone is looking for, a build that is focused on damage. But you can take some inspiration of it because most of the weapon build, if you want to build sword DPS or axe DPS something, every single weapon will have something similar where you are running a chain skill because chain state is really broken. Then you have a full burst because full burst is the one that does the most damage, and then the rest two is like random stuff that can apply, like maybe to fulfill the trait of the burst or something like that. So you can take some inspiration, but in this video I will mostly focus on Rapier build, my DPS Rapier build that I use for every single content, frost weakness content. I mean, this one, you can see this is what I'm running, and you might see why I'm running like random Yuki is because I want to fulfill the trait bonus here, which require to have a Yuki skill. So this is what I'm running. For the passive, of course, this is what I have, full burst passive because you want to activate more burst. Then I have power rise 3, power rise 4, and then AG. Angry AG is what you have on the endgame set. I mean, you don't need to have this AG, but if you're running a solo content, then having something that apply mark consistently is pretty good. And with the chain stat where you every time switch you will always apply mark, so yeah. Ring EX ability, that thing you can focus on last because you can put anything that can increase your stats or resistance, but we're gonna focus that later on. It's kind of flexibility. So this is my DPS Rapier build that I use for every single frost weakness boss content or for solo content. Completely different how other players do that. If you compare to other Rapier user, they might running something like full burst with a burst, which do output more damage than my set. But I'm a lazy person, I just want to run one set, but this is something what mostly endgame or Rapier user do. And for the second set, they mostly have support skill to support your first set, which I'm kind of lazy. This set you can ignore, this is something I'm testing out right now, but it works pretty well. So when you're building a DPS set, you want to utilize two sets. One set that is focused on damage and second set is focused on supporting your first set. It is much better than my set, but if you're a lazy person that don't really care, then you can use focus on one set that is building around your damage and mostly have support skill. For this section, we are mostly focused on how to build DPS on Rapier, but it should work on every single weapon as well because Rapier, Sword, Axe, every single weapon when it comes to DPS have similar build where you have chain, full burst, burst, support, that's it. When you're building a DPS set, you want to identify what skill type is damage and what skill type is support. That is the most important thing. As a new player, you might stumble upon a lot of skill with different stuff, like you see awakening and you see action and stuff. So I will make it quickly. So what skill are offensive or damage dealing and what skill are supportive? Well, it's pretty easy. Skill that does damage is full burst, burst, and mod skill because those the one that does the highest multiplier, those that doesn't like support add element stuff. I guess burst and full burst, if you use it normally, they do add buff, but the core is to do damage. So these three are offensive skill that does damage, so you want to build around these skills. And now for the support skill are basically the rest. We have awakening, axle, connect, and chain. These skill type are support skill because they are buffing, they add buffs when you rush, and axle they gives you stack and stuff. Connect is supporting more skills, and chain that is making you go into chain set, which is a buff. So these are support skill. Let's make it a little bit relatable, so we're gonna change a little bit. Let's say you have Rosso, yeah, then shield we can use the center from floor 61. And then for gear, I guess, nah, I'm pretty sure you guys should have the level 145 right now. So yeah. Okay, I think this is relatable. The stat doesn't look the best. Alright, okay. Now, how do we build a DPS set on Rapier? But you can also take inspiration in the same concept when it comes to build other weapon. If you look into the meta builds endgame, the one skill that everyone has on their first slot is chain skill, because chain skill is so broken. I have a video guide on how chain skill works, so you can check that out. But TLDR, it's broken when you are able to switch with other skills. So second slot gonna be full burst, or either burst or full burst, but mostly full burst. They need to be maximum broken plus 10, because in a chain state it only works when a skill is maximum broken or is a chain skill. If they are, then you are able to use switch. The skill become a switchable. So that's why full burst and burst is recommended to use neither on to maximum broken. Support skill doesn't need that, but your damage skill has to be maximum broken. So this is what the endgame looks like so far. On first slot, it can either be another offensive skill or a support skill. In this case, if you're looking for endgame, it will be an offensive one. You see, it doesn't synergy well because I have a holy full burst and a normal fire burst. Mainly, you want to have the two same elements. So in this case, I have a full burst holy, then I want a holy burst that does damage, but I don't have that. If you don't have a burst or damage burst, then you don't really need to equip it. These two are really fine, and you can just build around these two or build around the full burst. You can add more support, or you could also run, I think you can run mod skill, but I don't think mod skill is like really good right now, so I don't want to add an offensive when I have a full burst. So I prefer having a support skill instead, but you can run another mod skill as long it is maximum broken, because keep in mind you are using chain skill, and chain does require to be either chain or a skill that is maximum broken to able to use switch. So it's gonna look something like this if you want to output more damage, which you probably see in some sword user that using full burst Yuki, then SPS. Something like that. You want to activate the SPS first, then you want to activate the Yuki FP, then you want to activate SPS again. So first fourth slot, it can be anything random, like this awakening here we can put here. Or if you have a burst, full burst that required to have a specific character, let's see, that's a bad example. This one here, for example, it does need Kirito, then you can add a random Kirito, preferably awakening, so it's much better. Let's see, we're gonna use this one here, Kirito. We need one Kirito in the set, so we just pick something random here. I prefer it has to be awakening, so you have the extra rush boost. So this is what your active skill is gonna look like, and for the passive, of course, you always want to have powers 3, because that is the most important thing. Powers 3 works in every single build and something you really want to equip. So any powers works, and since I am using a holy full burst, this Yuki is perfect because Yuki is buffing holy, so that is nice. Though if you don't have a power rise 3 that is boosting the element you are building, you can just equip any random power rise, that works fine, as long as you're not equipping like this one, for example. This one is reducing all elements, so it is a bad power rise for that specific build. It is good power rise, but if you focus on the element, for example holy, then it's pretty bad. Okay, that is bad example. So this one here, this one doesn't reduce like other element, is only reducing dark element. So this one is really good to equip randomly, and then you can use build around that. Let's make it easier. Use equip this one. This one is reducing holy. So if this is use your power rise 3, use equip it. Even though it's reducing holy, use equip it, because the power rise 3, the flat attack is still good enough, then you use build around it. Let's see, you want Asuna, Xenon, Alice. Okay, those doesn't matter. We just want Xenon for the extra 20% attack. Second slot, you want to add Power Rise 4, because Power Rise 3, Power Rise 4 is stacked together, so they work perfect. They are different attack flat, so it's gonna give you more flat attack. This is mostly for every single weapon except for sword, because Power Rise 4 is reducing defense and sword is building around a defense, so it is really bad. So if you're building sword, you want to have something to add more flat defense. Let's see, we're gonna equip Xeno now because we want to have attack here. So if you don't have powers 4, then you can use anything that add more attack. So for example this one, and then we want to add powers 4 here. So now we're gonna have more like attack. And for the last slot, it is actually really flexible. You can add like more attack, flat attack if you want to, or any like survivability, healing buff, or like resistant. So for slot, it really depends what you really want. More damage if you want to, or more survivability where you have high resistance. It is mainly on the latest floor or endgame floor. For example, if you're fighting like floor 69, which has a petrify ability, so you want to have petrify resistant. So we're gonna equip that, although the floor 69 is weak to slash, but that is example. Let's say we are fighting a boss that is weak to frost and applying petrify, then you want to equip petrify resistant. So force slot can be any flexible. Basically, you want to adapt. It depends what you're facing. So if you're facing a boss that is applying petrify, then you want to equip a petrify resistant or something else. Now, if you're using a full burst, I do really recommend using a full burst passive so you can activate another burst, meaning you will deal even more damage. So with a full burst passive, you can now activate your full burst 3 times. So it is really nice. Other option you can use, maybe if you want to go all in on damage, then you can equip more attack if you want to. Let's see if we can find the Xenon in here. So yeah, with this build you have now like full offensive if you don't really care about resistance. But if you're farming endgame, I do recommend focus on also more survivability where you have resistance stuff, because it can be really annoying if you like get stunned or CC. Sometimes there are some skills that does something similar. For example, this Asuna is kind of like a veteran technique, so you don't really need to have the two same, but they work. You can now have something else to be more flexible, like you can add more full burst pass if you want to, or more survivability where you add more resistance if you want to. So you just want to adapt your passive a lot, depends what you are facing. The most important thing is to equip powers 3, that's it. For the ring, basically can be anything. If you have resistance, it can be nice to have that, or if you have more attack, then use equip any attack, or defense, depends if you're using sword. I'm just picking this one. So EX ability, since we are now focused on having high petrify resistance, you want to synergize this one. This one is petrify resistance 5, so now we can add something that is not the same. Okay, that is the same. We're gonna add the 4, resistance 4, because these two stacks, if you add a passive that have the same effect as your active passive, they won't stack. So they have to be different. So this is what a DPS set can look like. Okay, not like this, but you know what I mean, right? So it can look something like this. If your build looks like this, then you want to have a second set to build around your first set. Here on second set, you mostly only focus on support skill to help you to activate the burst on your main set. Passive, it can be anything. You don't need to focus on damage or more attack. You now want to focus on more survivability on the second set. So that's it. So this is just random. You can see I have sleep resistant, and then I have petrified resistant. So second set doesn't really care about the stats, the main stat. You only focus on try to survive with high resistance and setting up for your main DPS set. So that's it. So now we're back to my main DPS set that I'm using for every single Frost Weakness content, and this one works perfect. And if you want to copy, go ahead, but I'm not sure if everyone has this Yuki Connect, but if you don't, that's fine, as long as you have something else. But yeah, this is what I'm running. So now we're gonna do some tests or showcase with this build, and luckily I'm close to the Showdown, so we're gonna do that. Alright, one thing, Koharu. I'm pretty sure Orgeling made a video how to build Koharu, but mainly Koharu, she want to apply stuff like buff or marks if you want that. She's now running this claim because it's really good, so he's gonna apply the 2.5 mark, and I have AG on me, which I'm gonna apply the 2.0 mark, and they 2 stacks. So I'm gonna now deal even more damage. But basically you want to add a lot of buff on Koharu so she can buff your character. And the boss we're gonna try out, You can do this one. A sticky stig. Should be really easy. I'm pretty sure Orgeling have trouble. So I'm gonna show Orgeling the power of Mario Rosaria Full Burst. So the trick here is that you want to go far back here. And this is the spot the stuff is not gonna touch you. Oh, it knocked me. Oh, okay, that is unlucky. It knocked me back. So now I have to wait for my connect. Oh, damn. Okay, really bad start, but we should be fine. This. Okay, we should be able to kill it now. Okay, Koharu. Okay, Koharu. She did not apply the mark. I mean, we're fine. Okay, now we wait because it has that buff there. Now we can activate it again. We did not finish it, but that's fine. Like this. Okay, now we're gonna. Alright, see? Very simple. The power of Mario Rosaria. Let's see, next one we can actually try Gleam. Should be easy. It has, oh, Paralyze and Burn. Okay, this now you want to adapt your set a little bit here. So you're gonna go to your set. Now you want to change it to Burn. Gonna be really annoying. This one here. Okay, I don't have 100%. That's really sad. Do I? Oh no, that is. Okay, I guess we can focus on Paralyzed instead. I don't have any burn resistant ring. That's sad. I guess I have to farm that. I think I need to use my second set here. Yeah. So we're gonna use focus on burn again and Paralyze. So second set is gonna be your support stuff there. So I want to adapt that as well. We have sleep. We don't care about that. We want Paralyze. Okay, I don't have 100%, huh? I guess that is fine. We're gonna have 90% Paralyze. So I hope that Gleam doesn't hit the 10%. Otherwise it's gonna be really annoying. So we're gonna look something like this. I guess it is fine. Alright, so now we're just gonna deal damage to it. We should be fine. Hopefully we dodge all those. Okay, wait a little bit, and now activate. Why did not apply mark? Oh wait, I'm not. Oh no! Oh wait. I forgot that if you're doing endgame, you will need a break set. Yeah. That will be another video, or maybe not. I'm not gonna make a video about break, or maybe I should. I don't know. I'm too lazy to be honest. But for this Gleam, specific Gleam, you need a break set. Totally forgot about this one. Because I don't really farm Gleam Eye. So here, basically you see that this Gleam Eye has this 99 stack buff, which is reducing your damage. So you want to fulfill the break bar and break it, because if you break it, it will remove all this buff here. So we're gonna just keep doing this. Come on now. We should be able to chunk it a lot. Oh, nice for her, nice. Okay, now we're gonna chunk it down. Okay, we're gonna dodge this one easily. Here we go. Okay, we made it half. Now we have to repeat. I think I'm gonna change set here because we don't really need break anymore. Okay, now we have to survive. That's it. It's gonna be annoying. Oh, I don't know if I have paralyzed resistance on this set. I totally forgot. So yeah, welcome to endgame. This is what you have. You might have to run 3 sets, which can be really annoying, which I don't really like. So I always run like 1 or 2. That's it. And so you see here, I'm utilizing the second set where I used to connect, applying double mark. Okay, hopefully I do not like die here. So yeah. So when it comes to endgame, you might have to utilize 2 sets. But if you're doing like lower tier endgame or like easy mid game, early game, you might only need 1 set. But endgame, you might have to focus on 2 sets or even 3. Some people are doing 4. Yeah, hopefully I survive here, that's it. Gonna dodge that. Oh boy. Okay. We should able to defeat it after this setup here. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, that's it. I mean, that's fine. Okay, we're gonna wait a little bit. We're waiting for a chain state. Okay, now we're good. Come on, Karu, apply mark for me. Ah, okay, she did it. Alright, we should be able to defeat this one. Alright, it's done. So that is my DPS set for Gleam Eye. Final showcase, I guess we can do some Labyrinth. Let's see if someone is doing some of the end game. No, I guess we can do floor 85. Let's see if I can guess this password here. No, okay. Let's join this person here. I mean, this person is alone. We can help like 1 round. Alright, now we just wait to be accepted. The final showcase of my endgame build. My endgame Rapier DPS build. Oh nice, he did not touch it. Nice. Okay. We should be able to kill it in 1 rotation. Let's see. The only issue that I'm not using this, my gear, my endgame gear, I'm using the lower gear. But we should be finishing it. Oh no. Okay, this one. Oh no. Please. Okay, you're fine. Yeah, kind of 1 rotation, but it works. Alright. Shout out to this person here, so you okay, no, let's not pronounce the name, I'm bad at it. But yeah, thank you for letting me join. I'm sorry I couldn't help that more, but it is just a video showcase I need to do. So a short showcase on my DPS set, and I did talk about how to build your DPS set as well, mainly for Rapier, but it should work the same. Endgame is mostly if you want to do solo content, but sometimes you don't really need it. But in endgame you might want to have an angry passive. We're gonna use equip the, let's see, we're gonna do this. So yeah, this is my set. Endgame build for any frost weakness content, and there are better alternative, but this is what I'm running, which I really like. So skills are most important. Total power doesn't really matter. Weapon prophecy does matter a little bit, and gear matters less. Anyway, that is for me. Hopefully this video is helpful if you plan to build a DPS set, even though this was mostly focused on Rapier, but it should work on every single weapon. If you do have any question, let me know in comment and I will try my best to answer your question. But that's for me. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful, and see you guys next time. Take care now, and bye bye.